Hello and welcome to my channel. I created this channel as an outlet to create and develop stories. I hope you enjoy it. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to go for some shorter anecdotes and I think what are technically called romps instead of stories. I created this channel really to help me develop stories. I do a lot of public speaking, or at least I did before COVID shut everything down. And when you're up on stage for 45 minutes or an hour, having a story of like 7 to 10 minutes that's got some humor to it and it's got a good moral to it and that you can hook into the overall whatever you're talking about is like, it's like pure gold. And in fact, years later, people come up to me and they're like, oh, by the way, I love that story about blah, 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 blah. And to this day, nobody years later has ever come up and said, oh, I love that technical piece you talked about. However, with COVID, there's just a lot less need for those longer stories. So I wanted to work on some shorter ones, things that just in conversation I can pull out. And so I'm trying to work on some 30-second to minute stories. So my barely verbal son Philip is at school doing a one-on-one with the teacher. The teacher is teaching him how to make the bed and he's doing great at it. So they're done with that and they're going to take the linens down to the laundry, but on the way they stop in the dining room and they put the linens on the dining room table and the teacher has to step away a minute while Philip's sitting there. So when the teacher comes back, Philip has taken the dining room table and he's made it up like a bed. So he's put the bottom sheet around, the top sheet's got the pillow on there, he's got it nicely tucked in, and the poor teacher just, of course, laughs and takes a photograph. So at school one day, they're teaching my barely verbal autistic son, Philip, how to be a good employee. So what they're doing is they're taking silverware. They have like spoon, knife, fork, and a napkin. And they've taught them how to take those and wrap them all up and put them aside, so that you have a nice wrap of all your silverware, like you'd find at almost any restaurant. And the idea is they teach the kids to do this independently, and then when they're done, they're supposed to raise their hand and ask for a supervisor to come inspect the work and then give them more. But Philip really never caught on to that part of it. He was great at wrapping up the silverware and all, but every time he would raise his hand, he would say, "Superman, Superman." So my barely verbal autistic son Philip loves snow. Like, he doesn't really love to play in the snow. He loves to eat snow. It's his favorite food. He's not actually as big on crushed ice and stuff, but snow, he'll take a big bowl when it's nice and fresh, go out there and he'll just dig it, and he'll have bowl after bowl. And of course he's always like, "Daddy, I want snow please," so I have to go get it for him. But one year, it was early on in the winter, and there's just these tiny little flurries going, so it's like nothing. And I catch Philip outside, he's got this bowl, and he's running around, and he's catching individual snowflakes in his bowl, trying to fill it up enough to eat. And of course, they would melt before he could ever get enough, but it was so cute. If you enjoy these stories, be sure to subscribe to my channel, click like, and maybe even leave a comment or two. Thank you.